कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotees at Dakshineshwar temple premises, which took place on Saturday, 11th of October 1884. We are meeting after 2 weeks because last week, 28th of February, there was Mantra Diksha by Swami Gautamanandji Maharaj. So let us recapitulate the salient points discussed in our last Sunday class 2 weeks ago. Sri Ramakrishna was giving a message to the devotees present and through them the world at large, centering around one devotee whose name was Ishan Chandra Mukhopadhyay, Ishan Mukherjee. His message given to him in Dakshineshwar temple premises on particular day is extremely relevant, important, memorable for all the devotees. That's why we are taking so much time in getting into the minute details of Sri Ramakrishna's message. Now, Ishan Chandra Mukhopadhyay, let us recapitulate, is a very typical devotee which resembles many of our devotees. So the message given to him, we can replicate in our life. In philosophy, Sri Ramakrishna is saying that we are all after realization of God. The goal of human life is to realize God. And there are certain distractions on the way. And Ishan Chandra Mukhopadhyay is a typical example where he wishes to realize God. He is sincerely trying, but is not able to realize God. Not only that, Sri Ramakrishna estimates his spiritual progress and concludes after he left that he has practically achieved nothing. Now this is very alarming. When we review our spiritual progress, we find, though we want to realize God, it's not that we are not trying. We try in so many ways. Whatever we hear as per the reading of the scriptures, as per the advice of our seniors, of our masters, of the holy men, but ultimately we are not able to reach the goal. So first is fixing of the goal is important, goal orientation. There should not be any doubt or confusion about your goal or my goal. Goal of all human beings is same, one goal, identical. That is to realize God. Now again, there is some confusion about what is meant by realization. Is it seeing in dream or entering into deep meditation or seeing Him in various forms among human beings? What is ultimately meant by this God realization? Sri Ramakrishna was also not left any doubt in this matter. He says, Ishwar darshan hi manushya jivaner uddeshyo. Simple words. ईश्वर दर्शन ही मनुष्य जीवन है उद्देश्य. मानव जीवन का उद्देश्य है, मानव जीवन का उद्देश्य है भगवान को दर्शन करना. Now again, darshan also is a qualified term. In our parlor, darshan means philosophy, darshan shastra. Darshan means seeing. Now, seeing can be in various ways. Either you see him in eyes closed or eyes open. When we want to see God in meditation, that is with eyes closed. We want to see him in the core of our heart. Now, what is this darshan? There also Sri Ramakrishna has made very clear. Darshan means so you have to understand what is this darshan related to. This darshan is related to human life, human body. This darshan is not meant for celestial beings. The darshan is the goal, this darshan of God is the goal of human life. Now human life, human body has an instrument to see. That is our eyes. So darshan means to see God in our own eyes, as we see anything else. Now there is a doubt whether God can be seen with these eyes. Some people say that no, is bhave darshan hai. Is seen in ecstasy, in samadhi. Or we see him in dream, or we see him in a superconscious state, turiya avastha. We have got Jagrat, Sapna, Sushupti. Jagrat avastha means wakeful state. In dream also we see things that is in the Swapna avastha, in the subconscious level of our mind. In the superconscious level, turiya avastha, we also see, realize. There is descriptions, many people see things which is not seen by others. Now when you are seeing a thing and I am not seeing the same thing, that means we have a level difference. I am seeing something in dream, that is my personal seeing. You will not be able to see unless you also get down to the dream state. But when we are in wakeful state, you are also wakeful, I am also wakeful, then whatever you see will be seen by me also, because we are in the same level. So what is this darshan related to which level? Sri Ramakrishna says that it is in the wakeful state. Sada chok mein dekhna. Now this, is it possible? Now this question, golden question was asked to Sri Ramakrishna by Swami Vivekananda in Narendranath. He had a doubt also in his young days. Is it possible to see God? He asked this question many people. He never got a direct reply. When he finally heard that there is a great Mahatma, Maharishi Devendranath Thakur, father of Rabindranath Thakur. He was a great Mahatma. He is a rishi. He is told he is a realized soul. At least he could give a direct reply. He said, "Sir, can God be seen in these eyes?" In his reply he gave, "You have large eyes, you will be able to see God." Now he was not satisfied. He was a very straightforward, direct person, educated in Calcutta University. He said, "That doesn't satisfy me." Then someone said, "You try in Dakshineshwar." He went and he asked Sri Ramakrishna, "Have you seen God?" He said, "Yes. Not only I have seen God, I see God as I see you." So there is an ambiguity. I am seeing you in the same strain I see God. And not only that, he goes one step forward and says, "I can show you God also. I can show you." He was puzzled. This person comes, gives a challenging reply. Yes, Not only God can be seen, I have seen just as I see you, but it is more direct. So there is a difference in seeing. It's more direct, because the seeing God and seeing something else, there is a difference. Now how to justify? The justification is very scientific. Now God is our very own. He is our dearest item of life. So when we see God, that is our dearest, there is an unforgettable experience. That happens in our daily parlor also. We see many things, many persons, but if we see for a glimpse of a person we love, we cannot forget. The whole day we remember that face. How? Because there is an object of love. So there is a degree of perception of the vision. Be that as it may, this is the goal of life, to see God as Sri Ramakrishna has said, experienced and shown. That is the goal. And the method is, we are doing lots of sadhanas, but it is not working. So now Sri Ramakrishna comes down and taking example of Ishan Mukherjee, he is giving the message. Now who is this Ishan Mukherjee? Let us just pause and analyze. Ishan Mukherjee was an affluent person. He has already managed, he was past middle age, he has already managed his household, he has no worry about his source of income, he is well settled, and is a devoted person. He is doing a lot of these spiritual activities in a ritualistic way, Purascharan, Jap, Tap, and his visits, holy places. He has gone to Dakshineshwar to pay his respects to Sri Ramakrishna. He is praying. All these activities are going on. But nevertheless, there is no progress. Sri Ramakrishna is pointing out to him and identifying the reason, the leakages, the loopholes where he is missing the mark. So we have to stop the leakages of our life. We are trying, we are acquiring merit, but all being lost through the leakages. What are the leakages? Leakages are the distractions, various distractions of life. Please try to remember, our mind is one. We have one mind. And God is seated within our heart, inside. And the visible world is projected outside. Now we want to see God. So either we focus our attention inside to see God, or we focus our mind outside to see the world. Now the difficulty is, our mind is designed to see outside. So how can you see? It's a contradiction of term. Our mind, governed by our sense organs, are projected outside. It continuously interacting with the external world. And we want to see God, which is inside. So we have to divert our attention, we have to make a reverse direction, which is not within our power. So the suggestion was given that you better try to see God outside. You divinize the world outside. Try to seek Him outside. Bahurupe shanmukhe tomar chhadi koda khunji choshwar. So you see human beings, you see the world around in the form of God. So that is one method, that you try to divinize the world, try to see God, and gradually you change your vision and come to the convergence of seeing God. Now Sri Ramakrishna is giving this advice to sincere spiritual aspirants, what they should do. He said that first of all you should understand the analysis of this whole affair, the plan, the design of creation. God has created us And he has made these distractions around. This design is made by God himself, and that's why it is so powerful. This we have to understand, that when we get distracted, it is but quite natural, because it is a design of God, not design of a Satan. No one has screwed us and put it in this riddle. God himself has created us and made these distractions, so that we continuously get distracted and do not see him. That is a design, we have to understand. So how to get out of this? Sri Ramakrishna is saying, the only way, first of all, you have to understand that how your mind gets distracted. When we are engaged in spiritual practices, we have a self-complacence. We think that we have reached the goal, we are doing very good things. There must be a constant goal orientation program. Always we have to make a verification. जांच करना है, हर पल में जांच करना है, कहाँ जाना है, कहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं. जब तक नहीं पहुँचे हैं, आगे बढ़ना पड़ेगा. Do not get settled. राजी नहीं होना है, जहाँ बहुत कुछ हो गया, कुछ नहीं हुआ. जब तक लक्ष्य प्राप्त नहीं किया, तब तक आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. तो लक्ष्य क्यों नहीं प्राप्त होता है? फर्स्ट, द डिस्ट्रैक्शंस ऑफ द अट्रैक्शंस ऑफ द सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स for our sense organs. Our sense organs are continuously being attracted by these sense objects. Sense pleasures, various passions, lust, greed for wealth, which is summarized by Sri Ramakrishna as Kamini Kanchan. Now we get always attracted by the external attractions of the sense pleasures. Now when we try to control our mind and focus it to God, then the third leakage, first is the passions, lust. Second is wealth, infatuation for wealth. Wealth has certain ends in itself. It is not an end in itself. It is an end for something else. We acquire wealth for some purpose. But peculiarly, wealth has some attachment in itself. That the people acquired wealth for wealth itself, not for any purpose. If you analyze, these currency notes have no value. Bank accounts have no value. Bank accounts enable us to satisfy certain ends. But the leakage is, people get immense joy in thinking that he is acquiring wealth. Wealth is not giving him anything. It's just a mental satisfaction, a psychological pleasure that my bank account is increasing. Wealth, you are earning money, it is being kept somewhere else, used by someone else, the bankers and investors. Only you are getting a peculiar psychological joy. This is another leakage, the wealth. Now when we somehow tell our mind, discipline our mind, not to get into is all this nonsense. Then third leakage is the desire for name and fame. People take hold of us, we become a union leader, people clap, give you a lot of recognition, and we miss the mark. We think we are doing great social service. That's what happened in Ishan. Shalishi moduli kote chache. Now time is limited. Our time is limited. This limited time has to be focused towards our attention to see God. Now much time has been lost in this labyrinth of wealth and lust, And then when the mind is collated, the Ishan Chandra Mukhopadhyay has been able to control his mind. His condition is being compared here, not for those who are running after money, running after lust. This person is settled. He is doing spiritual practices. Now the spiritual practices for ritual doesn't take us anywhere else. There must be some amount of devotion, the mental submission that Sri Ramakrishna is pointing out. What is to be rejected, what is to be accepted. Now this wastage of time in trying to mold other people, help others, that has a limit, that has a time. Our whole life is not meant for that. Now Sri Ramakrishna is saying that God has created all these distractions. Do not get puzzled. Do not get involved in those distractions. Because these distractions are almost impossible to surpass. That as certificate is given by God Himself. He says, Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya. This Maya, these distractions created by me, this ignorance around, this is created by me. This is Duratikramma, Durattaya. It's almost impossible to cross because it's created by me, it is Daivi. It is divine, it is alokik, it's Maya, Daivi Maya. So then how one can get rid of it, that exit also has been pointed out. The relief also has been given. The password also is given. How we can get rid of this? That is Mameva ja prapadyante. Next line. Mam eva ye prapadyante maya metam taranti te. Those only will be able to cross. Those who know the password. What is the password? Prapadyam Sharanagati. Those who take refuge in me and me alone, they'll be able to steer clear of this labyrinth. They'll be able to get me. So only way to get out of this labyrinth is to take refuge in God. When you take refuge in God, then God, by His grace, takes us away from this labyrinth of attractions and distractions, and we are able to focus our mind towards God. We don't have to have God from somewhere else. God is already within us. But our mind is diverted. The diverted mind can be converged and focused inside and see God within. When we are able to see God within, then to our surprise we see the same God is present outside also. So the attempt is, first we have to see God within by turning our mind inward. That is possible by grace of God only. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is pointing out to Ishan. That now you have to get rid of all these distractions and for some days devote your entire attention for God. And what? Why not? What would you lose? What have you lost so far? You have lost the golden chance of seeing God, realizing God in this life. Why should you waste this chance? For nothing. Now there is a point mentioned here which is very relevant. Now when anybody does this, he completely snaps all the ties and tries to concentrate, become serious, then there is public criticism. People start saying, this person has gone out of head. He has become some peculiar, some problem is there. He doesn't keep social ties anymore. Sri Ramakrishna says, let them say that this person is out of head and he has got some peculiarity, he doesn't keep any social ties. What do you lose? Herein comes the danger, point of danger, because many people think that if one devotes lot of time for God and God alone, then he may lose mental balance. He may become mad. There is a risk, danger involved. We see some people also lost his control, lost his balance. They are afraid to give her full attention. And a person like Shivanath Shastri was the leader of the Brahma Samaj, very erudite scholar in those days. Shivanath Shastri, he has a lot of books. He is a Shastri himself, and he was a great orator, great writer, and leader of Brahma Samaj. He has said that if anyone thinks of God too much, then he has a risk of becoming insane. বেশি ईश्वर चिंता করলে মানুষ बेहेड हो जाए. बेहेड मतलब हेड नहीं है, फिर काम नहीं करता है. Now Sri Ramakrishna directly confronts this Shivanath Shastri, and he says, Shivanath, I hear that you have passed this comment. How is it that by thinking of the useless material world, you are becoming sane, and those who think of the consciousness in essence, they become insane? What is the definition of sanity and insanity? Who's sane and who's insane? If a person is thinking of material things, जो नाशवाद चीज है, and day and night you are thinking of those nonsensical materialistic world, and you think you are sane, and those who are thinking of God, the creator of the world, and he become insane. It's just the other way around. It's just the other way. Now who's telling this? God himself. It is an authority. When there is a difference of opinion of Shivanath Shastri and Sri Ramakrishna, we have to accept what Sri Ramakrishna said. Our difficulty is we accept what is suited for us. We read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and we subscribe to the opinion of Shivanath Shastri. That is a leakage. That's why he missed the mark. We have to now understand what is correct. The correctness is to adhere what Sri Ramakrishna said. He is God. He is telling that if a person thinks of God, he need not be afraid of getting insane. Similar thought was shared by Narendranath also, Swami Vivekananda also. Because he said, if I think too much of God, I may lose my balance. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, you need not worry, my child. If one dives deep in the ocean of consciousness, one does not lose consciousness, becomes consciousness personified. He gains consciousness. He enters into superconscious level. So there is no risk or danger by thinking of God more or less. So this life has been given by God to realize God. All opportunities are given, but freedom is also given to us, whether we want to use these opportunities and realize God, or we want to waste our life. Now God has created these distractions and the freedom also, and is waiting who enjoys this freedom and to the correct end and realize God, and they are free also to let go this chance and get involved in useless worldly things and then waste their life. There is no risk involved. So then the main thing is this, that one has to be completely, in order to get rid of all this labyrinth, one has to be completely resigned, have earnest prayers at the feet of God, then only one can reach the goal. So here Sri Ramakrishna is saying that only God can save us, and there is no limit to His grace. We may think that is law of karma. We also think that whatever work we do, then we have to suffer and take care of this. But Sri Ramakrishna says that when God has a grace, then He can do miracle. आदमी कभी गुरु नहीं हो सकते, ईश्वर की इच्छा से ही सब हो जाता है। महापातक, बहुत दिनों के पातक, बहुत दिनों के अज्ञान, सब उनकी कृपा होने पर क्षण भर में मिट जाता है। 1000 साल के अंधेरे कमरे में अगर एकाएक उजाला हो तो वह 1000 साल का अंधेरा जरा जरा सा हटता है या एक साथ ही चला जाता है। When there is a darkness for 1000 years in a dark room, when you strike a lamp, does it go gradually or it gets illumined all at once? This is what Sri Ramakrishna says. We have to understand that there is no limit to His grace. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is saying, in this resignation of God, there is no calculation involved. Why God will relieve me, that is अहेतुक, हेतु नहीं होता है। If a person takes refuge in God, He takes care and He relieves. That is the nature of God. In that, we have to believe, have an intrinsic faith that God has the power to take care of us. By our own effort, we cannot get rid of this labyrinth. This has to be understood and convinced. How? By trying utmost. This conviction never comes unless we have tried. We have to try our level best to get out of this labyrinth, to control our mind. However you may control, mind will not be controlled. Mind will go outside. Mind will continuously be drawn. So when you are baffled, परेशान हो जाएंगे, then एक गूंज एक भीतर से गूंज उठेगा, प्रभु हमारे से सारा नहीं होता है। Then God takes care. So we have to try our utmost, and then ultimately we have to take refuge. That's what God has said, Mama Maya Durattaya. But He has given a clue. Mami Vaja Prapadyanti. If someone sincerely takes refuge in me, prays, we don't have to do anything, just mentally pray that I may be relieved of this bondage. My mind may not become distracted. May my mind become attracted towards God. Both are present within our reach. God is within our reach, world is within our reach. So far we have been engaged in this world, and try how it may, we could not divert our mind inside. So our prayer is only this: let my mind be no more distracted by the external world, and my mind may be attached to your feet. Both are same. This Ishware Anurakti evam Vishaya Virakti. Both are these two sides of the same coin. When you get out of this world, we get attached to the world, to God, and vice versa. So our prayer is, let my mind not be distracted by the external world. Then what happens? Automatically the mind gets attached to God. Because mind cannot say alone, either it will go out or it will go in. It is being pulled constantly outside, and we are not able to control this pull, face this pull. We pray to God, God takes care of the pull outside, and the mind automatically settles down. This is the plan. That's what Sri Ramakrishna is telling to Ishan Chandra Mukherjee. Now you get rid of all these distractions and nonsensical pursuit for name and fame. It's all bogus. Nothing stays for any time. You have no commitment in life. You have fulfilled all your commitments. Now let us not increase all these vain distractions, being a leader, and then get some recognitions, get your names blazoned in papers, in journals, in meetings, in prizes, in awards. You concentrate, focus, converge your attention to God and pray to Him sincerely with simple longing heart and see the miracle what happens. As has been said by God, the 1,000 years of darkness becomes vanished in a moment by the grace of God. Only we have to pray sincerely that may not be distracted. We should be sincere. On the one hand, we'll pray that let my mind not be distracted. On the other hand, we'll go on increasing our social contacts. That will not work. They'll be counterproductive. We have to behave, do, implement what we really want. And then only we'll be able to reach the goal, realize God in this life itself. We'll continue further in our next Sunday class, which will be again 2 weeks from now. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. I'd like to stand corrected. Our next Sunday class is next Sunday, but our Thakur Utsav is coming in between. So announcements are, tomorrow is Shivaratri. Sara Ratri Vyapi Shivaratri hogi kal 7th of March. Puja will begin after the evening Aarti. The program is posted outside and Mott office also. Please see the program. Whole night there will be puja. You are all welcome. All are welcome to stay throughout the night and have prasad in the early morning, following day, 8th morning. And there will be this offering of Ganges water on Shiva 4 times during the night. 4 prahar puja hoti hai, and there will be Shiva dance and other elaborate this puja rituals. And next Wednesday, that is on 9th of March, we will have Devi Nam Sankirtan, because it is Amavasya Tithi. And from 10th March to 13th March, we have the birthday celebration of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna Janmotsav, 4 divas vyapi, 10, 11, 12, 13, 10th, throughout the day, as usual, we will have from Mangalarati till this Bhogarati at night. There is no Bhogarati, but it's offering of Bhoga at night. We'll continuous program, and the detailed program is posted outside. That is on 10th, 11th, that is on Friday. There will be the Sardarshan class by some Nirbhi Kalpananda in the morning, and in the evening after Aarati there will be Chou dance. On party from Ranchi is coming on 11th of March, next Friday. It's very important and special program, Chou dance. Ganesh Bandana and Mahishasura Mardini. This art of these tribals in the Bengal side, Bengal and Jharkhand side, Purulia, Ranchi area, and on 12th March, Saturday, there will be Sitar Vadan by Pandit Satish Chandra. So this is this on next Saturday, there will be Sitar Vadan, Pandit Satish Jha from Kanpur.